He gets, yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome back. Hope y'all are doing well. Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Really good match, highly entertaining match. I wish I could say the same thing about the Juventus versus Arsenal match. That match was just bore fest. It was so boring, particularly the second half. The second half was just slow and sluggish, and yeah, it was just. The only reason I watched that game was because of the Americans. I kind of want to see their progress, and Weah, Pulisic, and McKennie. But that game should have been open gate. It should have been free for the public. This game, on the other hand, was just the complete opposite of that. Everyone was committed, invested. Yeah, it had it all. The ambience was amazing. A little bit too much because some players got injured, and many more could have gotten injured. But aside from that, I thought the game was fantastic. The only thing that disappointed me pretty big was Xavi's attitude, because the Arsenal versus Barcelona game, you heard him complaining about like some of the players, the Arsenal players, being a little bit too hard at times, being a little bit too rough with his players. But then you have Araujo, which is, I mean, the way he was tackling, and that tackle on Jesus, I mean, that wasn't even, what was that? That was at the hips. You know, it wasn't even at his legs. He went straight at Jesus's hips. And then this game, he's 1-up, 2, 3, and it's just all smiles. Yes, he was still complaining. He was talking to the fourth official, but you know, he wasn't complaining that much. But then this game, he's 1-up, 2-up, 3-up, and he's got no problem. You see him happy as can be. And I found that just to be very disappointing from him, because you know, I never had an issue with him. I never really had to even think about commenting on Xavi. But yeah, there's a lot of complaining. Take a lesson from Ancelotti, because I'm sure Ancelotti, he's got the same things in his head. He's thinking the same things about, like, hey, I don't want my players, you know, maybe, you know, certain Barcelona players are, you know, they're playing a little bit too rough. Maybe they should slow things down. But you know what, Xavi, if you want an AC Milan versus Juventus match, which was just slow, boring, yeah, there was a lot of fouls, but nobody was getting injured, then why don't you play your B team, the reserves? Just make the people on the bench just play. And you didn't see that because both sides were committed. I'm sure if you told the staff and the board, hey, look, I'm just going to have them for this game because this game has that intensity, even though it's a friendly match, there's going to be intensity, and there's going to be some people injured, especially Pedri. You don't want Pedri to get injured. Then, you know, I'm thinking about putting in the B team. What do you guys think? I'm sure the staff directors would have supported him. Be like, yeah, sure, we get that. Of course. Spectators and audience and people that paid those tickets, I don't think they would have been too happy. But of course, you're gonna have what you got. You know, you're gonna have the game that it was, a highly entertaining game that we all got to see. I'm really disappointed how he's bitching. He's complaining about something that, well, dude, then take them out. Don't make them play the second half, because the second half there were, I think, 1 or 2 changes. They made changes throughout, you know, the second half, but you know, everybody was pretty much there from the first half onto the second half. Yeah, I mean, I just found that to be so ridiculous and childish from Xavi. That's where you could see that the difference between him and Ancelotti. Of course, there's different personalities, but the wisdom. As for the game, Barcelona deserved it. Of course, they took advantage of the opportunities that they had, and really good goal. Fernan Lopez, really good assist to Fernan Torres, if I'm not mistaken, and the chip over Courtois. Courtois just seemed rusty today. And then the goal, the super strike, the second goal. And then the first goal, that amazing set piece from Barcelona with Dembouz striking it from a really narrow angle, but a really good strike nonetheless. So they deserved it. They did enough with defending, enough with the pressuring. The pressuring that Ansu Fati had on Cruz for the second goal was great. And they were doing that in the beginning as well. They were pressuring like nobody's business, Real Madrid. And then they were like dominating like crazy. It was almost like prime Barcelona, like 2000s Barcelona, 2010s Barcelona, where they were just touching the ball splendidly, and Madrid just could not get the ball. They could not get to the ball. That was like 20-25 minutes. That was a good deal of possession for Barcelona. And then Madrid got into the game, and it was evened up. But then Madrid was just so unlucky because they hit the post 5 times, 6 times, and that's not even counting the penalty that Vinicius missed. So Madrid just got unlucky. They should have had at least 1 or 2 goals. It should have been a 3-2 finish for Madrid. I'm sure they have something in plan. Like, if they don't get Mbappe, they're going to get somebody else, just at least for the season. Because I don't think they could just rely on Joselu being up on top as a central forward. Just like the way Manchester United is relying on this guy, the Norwegian, Højlund, I think, to be their main striker. I don't think Real Madrid can afford to do that. So they need to come up with something. They really need to come up with something. But otherwise, I think it was just an unlucky day for Real Madrid. This doesn't really mean anything, except for the one that won for for the start of the season. I think that's going to be a great boost to their confidence. But like I said, they missed out on so many chances. Rodrigo, which I don't like, I don't think he's a good enough player for Real Madrid. I thought he had a really good game, had a lot of chances. I thought maybe he should have taken the penalty instead of Vinicius because, I mean, I saw him take that free kick and it seems like he's got a sweet shot, so maybe he should have been. Because I know Modric wasn't on the field, otherwise I would have said Modric the one to take Vinicius, to take the penalty kick instead of Vinicius. Because if you think about Vinicius in the past, Vinicius had a horrible history with finishing, so it kind of makes sense for somebody else to take the free kick or work on it. He needs to work on his penalties. Yeah, that's it. Really, really good game. Really good game. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next match. Tschüss.